and it's ready for you to watch on our training website. We
I've
are going
already
to mute
started.
everybody. Looks like everybody is muted. If you have questions, please put them in the chat and Nikki will monitor that, but I will take some time between them to see if you have questions before I move on. So don't hesitate to ask and she will make sure she notifies me. Nikki, you good?
Yes, I started recording already.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. First thing I am going to start with is the most simple way to create a flyer. Dwayne, you are my guinea pig today. I am going to be using your listing and your website, so I hope that's okay with you to be able to showcase these different products that we have. Sorry, I'm going to move my screen around just a little bit here. All right, get some of things out of my way. Okay, I'm going to get started. Okay, so those of you who don't know, you all have what we call a rebrand website. Why do we call it rebrand? It's because you have the full NP Dodge website totally rebranded to you. So full function of the main site, you have the search bar, you have all listings on your site, not just your listings. You have it all on your site. So I went to Dwayne's rebrand website, which is his first name, last name, .npdodge.com. And then I am going to scroll down partway through his page to find this tab that says My Listings. Now he's only got one that's pending. Great job. You got it sold. Hopefully it closes quickly. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the property to go to what we call the property details page. Here is the property details page. This is where you're going to find the most simple, easy flyer that you can find out there. So if you just scroll partway down the page, on the right-hand side, do you see this print flyer button? Everybody see that? I'm going to click on it. This is going to give you a very simple one-page flyer that you could create. Does everybody see that? It has all the property details, the features. It's represented by Dwayne. It has a few of the photos and the price. So that is your first super simple, easy way to make a flyer. Everybody good on that one? Yeah? Great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that one. The next one I'm going to show you is how to use NPD Office to create a flyer. So log in to NPD Office. Then you're going to scroll down to the Tools tile. Once you're in Tools, everybody see this custom flyer button? Everybody see that? Vicki, thank you. You're giving me the thumbs up. When I click on that, you're going to see a new screen here that says Custom Listing Flyer Step 1. So here you're going to enter the MLS number of the property that you are wanting to create a flyer for, or you can look at this drop down to find the property. I think it's easier to type in that property MLS. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Submit. And now we're on step 2. Now, before I start selecting the photos that I want to appear on this flyer, over on the left-hand side, you'll see click here for reference page. I'm going to click here because what that's going to do is give me a page of all of the photos that are in the MLS. So I know which ones I want to choose. Can you all see the new tab that opened up with all of the images? Great. So you'll see next to each image is a number. This is how you can select the images for this flyer. I'm going to leave this open just in case I want to come back to it and look at it for reference, but I'm going to go to the top of my browser and go right back to the last page I was on, which is step 2 of the custom listing flyer. So here the instructions are on the left-hand side. It talks you right through it. Choose one picture to be the main photo for the MLS number. Before I choose this, I want to draw your attention to the very bottom of this page. Do you see where it says to print your flyer in a single page, you have to select photos that are positioned landscape and not portrait. So we need them horizontal, not vertical. Landscape. So I'm going to select, I'm just going to select them in sequential order. Maybe I want number 1 to be my main photo. And then after that, it says choose 4 pictures in order that you would like them to appear. Again, I can click back over to this reference page to pick the ones that I want right here. And you can see the number that correlates with each image. I am, just for the sake of filling this out, going to just do them in sequential order. Actually, number 5 I know is portrait and not landscape, so I skipped number 5. So I am going to leave Dwayne as the showing agent, but the last step you see is the add custom comments. This section can be used to talk about the property.
If you're using the computer audio, yeah.
Somebody have a question?
Oh.
Nope. Okay. This section, this flyer does not pull in the property remarks. So this is where you would speak about the property. It's going to have property images and a little bit of the details, but this is where you would talk about the property, and you can put in property details here. So what you would typically put in like the remarks or information about the property is what you would put here. And it has quite a bit of space. So use it up. Okay, once I've selected my images, my showing agent, and my comments or my property information, I'm going to go ahead and click the submit button. And you can see it's already automatically going to a new page. And look at this, it's already put together with Dwayne's branding right here. It's got his information, the images that I selected. It has the property information at the top. If I scroll down here, you can see, look, this section can be used to talk about the property. Look how much more space I have. But that bottom is also all that same branding that's at the top and at the bottom. And this branding actually matches a lot of the marketing materials within MPD Office. That header and footer match a lot of the like marketing flyers, listing presentation, buyer information, so that branding is all cohesive and it looks the same. Does anyone have a question on the custom flyer within MPD Office?
Yeah, Stacy, there's a question from Vicky asking, can you cut and paste the details from the MLS?
I have not tried, but I would guess yes that you could, because it is just a fillable box. And if you copy and paste it, I don't think it'd be a problem.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Anyone else have a question? No? The KWAP tab on. If you are holding another agent's property open, can you create a flyer on this based on the MLS number? The answer is yes. So you just search in that drop down for the property. Can you change the header picture? Nope, this one is gonna just automatically pull in this header picture. This is not so much a custom flyer as in branding, but it's custom to the property. Thanks, Mel, that was a great question. Any other questions before I move on to product number 3? I know those first 2 were kind of the simple, easy ones, so it's okay if you don't have questions. Good to go? Okay. The next one I'm going to show you is in Cloud CMA. So for those of you that have a Cloud CMA account, I just logged into Cloud CMA and this is my dashboard or home screen. If you don't have a Cloud CMA account, you can absolutely have one. Just contact Nikki or I and we will set you up. I know most of you have one, but you'll see at the very top, once you've logged into Cloud CMA, you have this flyer tab. Everybody see that flyer at the top? Yep. Vicki, I love it. Okay, once I'm in the flyer tab, I've got this create flyer button right here with a big plus sign. I'm going to go ahead and click there. I'm going to name the report. You can name this whatever you want to. Maybe it's an open house. I'm going to put this flyer at the open house on the counter. So I want to give it that name. And then as I scroll down, I'm going to add the MLS number, that same number that I used before. Thank you, Dwayne, for your listing. One thing I do want to point out, for those of you who are familiar with Cloud CMA, you'll see at the top, I have the same 4 steps that are a part of every single product within this program. So whether you're creating a CMA, a property report, a flyer, they all have these same 4 steps. So it's really simple. If you've done one, you're really going to be able to do all the other products within the program. So at the bottom of the page, I have a fetch listings button, and I have it at the top right corner. It might be hard for you to see depending on your Zoom pieces if you've got my face kind of in front of it, but I'm going to click on the one in the top right corner. And it's going to take me to the second step, which is listings. Once I'm on listings, I am just basically going to verify the information that the property is the correct one that I wanted it to pull. You can see here it is on a map. If I scroll down, here's the property here. And something I want you to see is underneath this check mark is a details button with what we call a caret, or that little V that you can click on, and it expands the information about that property. So what you'll see in here is you have the property information and the image of the property, but also the description. If you wanted to make changes to the property description that would pull onto the flyer, you can make those changes here and then click the update button right underneath the description. So all I did was underneath the map, scrolled down, and here's my property. And I clicked on this details button underneath the green check mark, and it expanded that whole section to where I can find that description. If everything looks great here, then we're either going to scroll to the bottom of the page or to the top of the page and click the customize flyer button. It's either down here or up at the top in the top right corner. This is the same thing as all the other products in this program. So I can click either the top or the bottom. It takes me to the same place. So customize the flyer. And here's my last step. This is where I'm going to publish it, but I'm going to look at a couple things here before I do publish it. So you'll see these sections at the top. The theme is NP Dodge Real Estate. I don't suggest you change this. It's going to keep your branding, your colors, and all of that. It's going to have the header, footer with the proper branding with NP Dodge color scheme and all that. So I suggest leaving that. But let's look at the layout. You have a few options here. Okay, so there are 12 different flyers. Unfortunately, there are only 3 flyers within these 12 flyers that are actually okay for you to use, because only 3 of them will actually display the company logo. So flyer 1, flyer 2, and flyer 12 are great options for you. So it automatically pulled in flyer 1, but let's say I want flyer 2. This shows a few more images and the description. The next button says description, and I'll scroll down so you can see what this looks like. One thing I forgot to say, you guys will have your branding next to this QR code. Mine's not in here, so it was pulling, I need to update it, sorry about that, but it would pull in your image and all your information into that flyer. So that's layout 2. I'm going to show you layout 12. Layout 12 does not pull in a description, but it does pull in a lot more information about the property. And again, my information would pull here. Stacy Jansen, who's that? You can click on the description up here at the top and modify the description here as well if you didn't do it on the last step. See, maybe a question popped up before I get to the next step. what situation would you use each one of these versions of flyers? It's actually totally preference. Whatever type of flyer you want to have, maybe to leave in your listing or to give to your buyer when you go to look at a listing. Maybe you're used to grabbing information off the MLS, but you want to give them something with a little bit more color or picture. If anyone's doing flyer boxes, I don't know if anyone's doing that anymore, you could put these there. All different scenarios that you could use a flyer. So whenever you might need a flyer, you could use any one of these options based off of your preference. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, after that, I am going to go ahead and click on, oh, hold on. Does the program choose the first few photos from the MLS? Yes, this one pulls in the first few photos.
Stacy?
Yeah.
This is Vicki. May I interject for just a brief moment?
You bet.
I've been informed and I've used them. The flyers are very good to hand out to if you're doing a neighborhood listing or open, I mean. And I hold them on Friday nights and I mail them out to the neighbors and say, here's the house down the street, come and see it. It's going to be open on such and such, you know, invite your neighbors if you want them to live by you. That's one of the reasons I use a flyer. And the other reason is because if you're holding it open and you've got all your paperwork like in the kitchen where you're standing, people are less likely to take it. But if you leave the flyers in one of those little standing things in a different room in the house where you're not at, they always disappear. People always take them. So I'm just saying it's good. That's why I use them.
Definitely. Great. Thank you, Vicki. Great insight, especially for maybe a newer agent. Or if you're thinking about different ways to use these flyers.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Last step is publish report. And that again is at the top and the bottom. Once I've clicked publish, it's going to take me back to my home screen for flyers. Here you can see the little wheel spinning and it's saying publishing. I apologize. I did this earlier this morning and it pulled all of my branding into it. So I'm going to have to take a look. I wonder if it's because I've had it open for a while, had it just standing open. But when I click on view PDF, it takes me here and then I get that great bar at the top where I've got my print icon. Can you see that print icon? And my download icon. So if I just want to download it and save it to my computer, I can click that down arrow or the print icon will allow me to print it immediately. Any questions on flyers using Cloud CMA? Nothing? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close this. The last one I want to talk about is Canva. Do many of you use Canva? If you aren't using it, you've probably heard of it. I'm not going to walk you through setting up an account today, but it's a free account. You can log into Canva and it's canva.com and it'll ask for your information in order to create the account. And once you've created an account, you will land on this homepage. Can everybody see it? It says design anything. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to use Canva to create a flyer today. And there are a couple things that you can do. In the top left corner, you can see next to home is a templates drop down. Here you can see so many different items. These are basically free pre-created flyers and social media content and invitations. And I mean, look through all of these different ones. You've got so many different options on this website that you can use to create all sorts of marketing pieces. But today I'm going to focus on flyers. You can see under marketing, there is a flyer tab here. So I wanted to show you that. I'm not clicking on it right now. Also in the top right of the homepage, you see create a design. I could start creating one from scratch, but my favorite way to get to where I'm going is this nice search bar right in the middle of the homepage. I'm going to click there and type real estate flyer. Guys, don't worry. I have a video on this already recorded and ready for you. So if you don't get it all the first time, we're recording this class if you want to watch it all. And we also have broken it down into short little videos for you. So I'm going to click on real estate flyer. And once I do that, you will see it's going to load me so many options. So as I scroll down this page slowly, I want you to take a look. What's really nice about this is that you may like the look of one of these flyers, but maybe not the
Well, that's fine. We'll
color
change it.
scheme. We can actually go in and totally change the color scheme. Maybe I like this in the woods one and I just want to change that background color and put in my own images. You can do that. I'm going to keep going down. So many different ones. Maybe you want something super simple. There's a simple one. I'm going to keep going down. But there's tons of different ones. And you can, of course, always create one from scratch. That's not my preference, but you can totally do that. I today am going to go ahead and grab this one right here. Do you see this one? It's got 2 dark boxes. It's got 4 photos. It's got a logo and some property information. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that one. Just single click on it. It's going to pull up that flyer for me. And here's where I get to do my customization. So before I get started on customizing, I'm going to let it all load here just a second. I want to show you over on the left-hand side, this bar right here, templates, uploads, photos, elements, text. This is where I could add all my own pieces to this flyer if I wanted to. If I want to add in more photo boxes or elements such as shapes or lines, I can do that. Here's where I can get a text box. I want to focus right now where it says uploads. When I click on uploads, this is where you are going to pull in your property photos in order to replace the images that are in the flyer. So I've pulled some in, but I'm going to show you how to pull one in. This is obviously not a property photo, but I'm just going to show you how to do that here. So I clicked on uploads and then I'm going to go to upload media. This is going to allow me to pull in those property photos that you probably have previously saved on your desktop or somewhere in your computer or documents photos. Upload media, and then I can select where I'm uploading from. Am I uploading from this device or Dropbox, Google Drive? I'm going to click device because I have my property photos saved on my computer. And then I'm going to search my desktop, my downloads, documents, wherever I have those photos saved. This is where I'm going to grab them. We're just going to grab this cute picture of my little boy that's over a year ago and click open. And you will see it's going to add that to my options in the uploads section. So see how that image is being added to where my uploads are. So any images that I may want to use in this flyer, I will upload using the upload in the purple bar. Okay, that's uploaded. Now what I get to do is start customizing this flyer. I'm going to come to the bottom of the page where it says 39% and make that bigger because my eyes don't work very well. So I want to be able to see this a little bit better. Oh, look at that. That's nice. You see better? So let's say I want to eliminate this logo and I want to put in our MP Dodge logo. I'm single clicking on these and then clicking the backspace or delete button and they're gone. So I can do that. I had previously uploaded an MP Dodge logo. So all I'm going to do is single click, drag. Come on, keep up with me. And then drop. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Hang on. My computer's giving me a little trouble here. Sorry, guys. Patience, because I'm dropping it and it's not letting go. Hang on. Anyone have a question while I'm doing this and failing? All right, look up. There we go. Okay. So I dropped it and you see I can totally manipulate the size of this and I had gone back. So I'm just clicking on those and deleting them. And look, I can drag this up, put it where I want it, make it the size I want it just by expanding the box I can click out of it to deselect it. And let's say that's good. That's where I want it. Okay. Next, I'm going to scroll down to the images. This one's even easier. So the images in my uploads, I can go ahead and just drag and let go. And then I let go when it's where I wanted it. And it populated where that image, where I dropped with my cursor. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to replace these 3 lower ones with going over to the left-hand side. I'm going to click on this kitchen, hold it down, pull it over, and let go. See how it went right in that spot? I'm just going to do that with a few more images. Now I have successfully, oh, that one did not. Replaced all 4 of those images just by dragging from my uploads and dropping them into the flyer. Do you all see that? Wish this was my house. Now I'm going to go down here. We've got some text boxes. Let's say you want to make these bigger. You can obviously modify them. You could change all this information. Maybe you don't want it to say property features. You want it to say something else. You can do that. I'm just clicking on it and then I can type in there. I can reword this property detail information just by changing the square footage. Maybe you want to put a full description there rather than just the statistics about the property. You can do that. But I'm going to go to the one on the right where it has the branding, and I am going to change this out to be me. So I'm just going to show you how to replace that content. I can put Stacy Trebian. I can put Stacy Trebian NP Dodge Real Estate. I can come down to this second section. I'm just clicking on the box to make it editable. Maybe I'll put my website, my phone number, whatever you might want to put in the flyer. My email address. But maybe you are one of those people who like to include your picture or your portrait on every flyer that you do. That's fine too. Maybe I will pull this whole box down. Maybe I will take this color block and expand it a little bit. See how I'm bringing it out to the edge of those photos, making some room, pull this box over. This is how easy it is to manipulate these. I'm clicking and dragging. That's all I'm doing. Then I can come over here to my uploaded media. Here I've got my portrait. I can click on it, drag it over. We're gonna have a big old picture of my face, but we're gonna make it a lot smaller because no one needs to see all that. I'm gonna just keep changing the size. Oop. Hang on. I'm just clicking the undo button when I did that, guys. If you make a mistake, I have one on my keyboard, but if you look in the top toolbar here, do you see this little backwards arrow? That will undo the last thing that you did. So you can just click right here to undo the last thing. So if you moved an image and you didn't want it to do that, you click undo and it'll go right back to where it was. I just used a fancy shortcut on my keyboard is all I did. So I'm just going to keep resizing this. I don't need my face to be too big. And then I want to put it in here next to my contact information. I can do that. Maybe I want to make this box a little bit bigger to kind of match the box to the right. I am not a marketing person. I don't have a ton of preference when it comes to these things, but I know you guys do. Do however you'd like. Now, one more thing that we can customize that I didn't customize is the color scheme. So let's say we don't want this box to be this dark gray color. Maybe we want it to be kind of a navy blue or an NP Dodge blue. When I click on that box, I now have this little color square in the top left corner. Do you guys see that color square? When I hover over it, it says color. So I'm going to click on it. And here I can select a default color. I can select anything from from this list, or if I want to pick an all new color, I can click on this rainbow and it's going to give me all the colors I could ever want to use. And you'll see as I'm clicking in here, it is changing on the document in real time.
Oh,
So maybe you want navy, maybe you want black, maybe you want more blue. If you want to get really specific to the MP Dodge colors, you can talk to marketing and we can get this for you and get the actual color number. It's a real fancy thing. I don't know it off the top of my head. Jody probably does. But I'm just going to pick one of these that I like. I want it to actually be a darker navy. And then I can click out of that box by just clicking anywhere else on the document. And you'll see that color has changed. Now, maybe I want that also to be down in this color block as well. I can single click and there's my color box again. Do you see that in that top left corner? Click the color box. And then here it's going to show under document colors, any colors that are already used. So I don't have to go find it again. I can just click on the one that I used previously and it changes that box to be that color. I mean, you can go down to even every piece of this could be that same blue rather than any black. When I'm clicking on the text, I get a toolbar at the top. One of them is the text color. When I click on that text color, again, I get the document colors over here and I can select it. What's really nice about Canva, it's pulling colors from the images that I put into the property. So if I wanted to really have a cohesive look, I could use a color from within the images that I added to this document or to this flyer. So there I've got everything changed out to the blue that I want. Looks pretty nice. Now you would come up here and you would modify this information. Obviously, this isn't a, oh, look at that, Bellevue, Nebraska. This one's actually a Nebraska created one. Cool. So I could change all of that to be what I want it to describe the property that I am representing here. Once I'm done modifying this flyer, in the top right, you're going to have some options. I'm going to show you this print flyers button in the white is going to open up a box where it's going to allow me to order and pay for copies of this flyer. So $28 for 50 copies mailed to you. You can select your paper, but you don't have to use that. Again, this is a totally free product. Obviously, there's a pro version. You'll get pop-ups every once in a while that says, do you want to upgrade to the pro? You can just say, no, I want to use all your free stuff. But next to print flyers is a download button. It's the little arrow with the line underneath it. This is download. So this is where I can just click download. It's going to pull up my Finder after it prepares the design. Finder or documents, wherever you like to save your flyers on your computer, whether it's on your desktop, in your documents, in your, maybe you've got a real estate folder, you can find that here and then you can add it. Maybe I'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4 main flyer for open, whatever you want to call it. And then I can click save. Now it's saved into my computer and then I can go to that document at any time and just print it on my regular computer when I have my regular printer when I'm ready. So I didn't pay for anything and I totally created a custom flyer how I wanted it without paying for anything. So that is a quick tutorial on using Canva to create a custom flyer. Do you guys have questions about this? Now, in the future, we're working on a social class. We're going to show you how to use some of their Instagram posts and Facebook posts. They've got cool apps. Canva has great apps that are super easy to use too. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to create a flyer using Canva and not paying for anything.
Stacy, I had a hard time getting in.
Oop.
Thanks. Can you just show me real quick how you got here?
How I got to this page?
Yeah.
Yep. So let me move all of you. I'm going to click on home in this top left corner. So when you log into Canva, canva.com, see this canva.com,
Yeah.
it will ask you to create an account. I created an account and then this is the home page. all I did was typed in real estate flyers in the search bar. And it took me to a results page with tons of different options. And I just picked one that I liked the layout. Obviously, you can create one from scratch up
Yeah, I
here.
saw that one. Okay,
Not this girl.
yep.
So you can just pick one from here. And I think I just scrolled down and I found it partway down the page.
So when you create an account, you just go in and do a password and that stuff, right?
I didn't. You're kind of echoing. I'm having a hard time understanding you. Did you hear it, Nikki?
Mm-mm, no.
Are you out of Zoom?
Okay, it's okay, I'll ask later.
Okay, sorry. It's kind of
That's
echoing,
all right.
hard to understand you. I think you said you're going to ask later.
Yeah.
Or send it in the chat. We can try to answer there too. Jessica with the marketing team also provided a great resource so that you can find the guidelines on branding. MPD office, you go to marketing and forms. We'll include that information in our follow-up email. Logos and brand guidelines is going to be there so that you can make sure that you are branding appropriately using your logo and the colors and all the requirements there the way that you should be, including your information. Thanks, Jessica.
Stacy, I have a quick question regarding the photos that you dropped into your design on Canva.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that they were set at any specific parameters, like for height and width for the pixels. I know our CRM gets a little cranky if we don't have our photo saved a certain way. Is it the same here in Canva?
I have not run into any issues with that. I think it will allow you to pull in a poorly pixelated picture. In that case, you'll just want to get a better version. Now, if you're using NP Dodge photography, you're going to have great photos that are going to work perfectly for this program. So you won't have issues if you're using those professional photos, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Any other questions on this? Okay, I said 4.5. The last plug I'm going to give you is, I wanted to show you your last option is if you are a totally self-branded, you have, your own branding that you really want to put onto every single document that you create. Our marketing department does a great job. Mary Brummel, actually, she has a new last name as of this weekend. Congrats, Mary, if you're on or if you're listening. She provided a few examples of some of the work that she does. So I just wanted to go through those a little bit. If you have, specific branding that you want done, you can absolutely reach out to her. There is, a cost involved with that, but it's really low compared to working with another firm and getting some branding done there. So I just wanted to show you that. Corey Krause will give you a little shout out here. So there are a couple things that were created by Mary, showing you how you can use the marketing services too, if that's something that you want to do as well. All right, that's all I have. No more questions. Anybody want to unmute and ask a question or type a question, please feel free. Marketing team, if you have anything you want to add, also please feel free. Silence. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Be on the lookout. We won't have training next week due to Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys will stay safe and get to have something good to eat. But because it's so close to Thanksgiving, we won't do one next week, but we're also working on a couple other new classes. So hopefully we'll get 30 people to those ones as well, so we can see all your faces again. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Thank
Thank you, Stacy.
Yep.
Stacy, thanks.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good
Thank
to
you.
one question.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Nikki.
I don't know how to get it out.
Thank you, Nikki and Stacy.
Stacy, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, if you're in CRM
Mhm.
with, I have a coming soon,
Mhm.
and it has an MLS number, but when I try to advertise it as a coming soon, it doesn't
muted it.
populate. And
They
I
don't.
can't-
Yeah, the coming soons do not pull in through the system. So if you want to use a coming soon through the CRM, you want to send it to other agents and things like that, you're going to have to use the eStationery and pull in the images manually.
Okay, so we can't, there's no way to
No, it doesn't speak. The system only pulls over active properties.
active. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just wait till it's active.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you or hear you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for your class.
Yep. All right.
You look fabulous, both of you.
Oh, you're nice.
Oh.
Am I still equity?
Yeah.
Do you think I should?
Do you have your phone
Yeah,
on this class?
no.
No. Hmm.
Should I? No, I'll ask you later.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.